Well, so the last time I was, I haven't actually done any of the quests here. I'm not really gonna bother too much. But yeah, the last time well, yeah. So this is the second part of a. Well, this wasn't really intended to be a series. It was intended to be a single standalone video. However, it ended up becoming more than just a single standalone video. At the point where I managed to get out of bounds in the moon base and felt like completely soft locked. Apparently there's a way I might have been able to get around it. I don't know. But yeah. Basically that was what happened. And so now I'm over in a character which I mind less about getting soft locked. I'd still be a little bit annoyed if I did, but I could live with it. I'm not expecting there to be anything interesting whatsoever parkour-wise here. For the main... Well, okay, out of bounds there is one thing that could be. But in bounds, nah. Not expecting anything interesting. For the sole reason that, you know... we can do this. Oh! Oh, that's weird. Wait a sec. I guess this makes things more fun if the gravity suddenly just turned off. So normally we have extra gravity, but I wonder if that was using the shurikens of ice that turned that gravity down. I mean, this actually kind of makes for a more fun and interesting challenge as to whether or not I can... This is not anywhere near doable jumping. Yeah, I think I have to hop across here and then back up. Do you have any chance of making that? But yeah, just wanted to take a look around. It's kind of annoying having lost the low grab, if I'm honest. And I guess it's always worth... So I've never done this mission properly. You're actually about to watch me do this mission properly for the first time ever. Because what I normally do is this. But I'm not going to do that today. Instead, I'm going to try and... I think there's a quick build you're meant to use to get in here, but... Oh no, maybe you're meant to use like low gravity or something to get in here, but we don't need it. We don't need it. That's actually way too easy. Yeah, it's interesting. The reason I did this is because LU very rarely has interiors. Very rarely inside a building. We have Avery Sumner. Gonk Droid Extraordinaire. We still have no interest in gravity. But that's fine because realistically, there's not that much inside here we can actually do anything with. Don't really want to, but okay. I guess I can take a look. Really interesting bits of physics in here. It doesn't... And so I've already actually messed... Well, I guess I messed around with one of these. It was on a slightly different angle outside. This one doesn't seem particularly interesting for being at a new angle. But I do find stuff like this interesting, because stuff like this you don't actually normally get else. This isn't like fun interesting, but you don't normally get this in LU areas where you can just like, you know, run behind something like this. Normally the game puts a lot of effort into like breaking you out if ever you are somewhere like here. Also, not breaking you out. Normally there's like physics designed to prevent you doing this. Actually, wait a sec. Okay, so we do get knocked back. Okay, so for some reason we weren't. It could, yeah, this could be a kind of interesting place to muck around with the knockback bug. Like, odds of me actually finding a clip here are incredibly low, but... Like there, I just get pushed out so quickly by there. Because I am actually slightly clipping in there. But you wouldn't be able to, you can't really tell because the game pushes me back out so quickly. got a Tim Minchin song stuck in my head. And for anyone who knows who Tim Minchin is, you can understand why I might perhaps be wary of singing Tim Minchin songs. There's this one I don't think contains any swearing. Which is always nice. Anyway, yes, let's... Yeah, I know. You want attention. I'm not going to give it to you. You're going to be sad. I know how this goes. Oh, wait a second. Can I do what I think I can do? Shame I can't. Still, got me lots of imagination. Worth it. Lots of AoE attack. The reason I test that is lots of AoE attacks in LU actually like have significant amounts of like vertical play in them. The AoE is both. There's a lot of horizontal AoE. There's also a lot of vertical AoE very often. But yeah, okay, so that wasn't... So yeah, came here. Realistically, there's no way you even... This isn't a great area for, like, parkour challenges or anything like that that I can think of. At any rate. It's just not... Yeah, there's not too much going on in terms of... like, yeah, tall brick builds. This is probably the tallest / most brick built thing we have, but there's no like interesting climbing challenges I could really do based off of it. Which means we are on to the final world in the World Builder League, which is arguably one of the, I think, yeah, one of the most enjoyed worlds in the entirety of LU. I think it's probably safe to say. Like, as popular worlds go, I don't know you can get much more popular than this. Oh, it's interesting, there's only a slight word with the collision there. Wait, why am I going? I'm not paying any attention to what I'm doing, am I? Not that any of you should be surprised by that at this stage, but if anyone still has high hopes for me, I apologise. Let's see. Final one, Portobello. Let's go. So yeah, I know there are... This honestly... Out of all the World Builder worlds, this I feel would have the most interesting speedrun. There are some ways you can go faster in Robot City, like climbing up to talk to the guy on top of the robot. There are some ways you can speed that up. I guess I can probably close chat. Oh, wait. Okay, cool. Oh, interesting. I've got more speed than I normally have here, of course. So what's the jump? I don't remember what the jump is. I've also got to try not to die whilst attempting this. So there are a couple of jumps I know about here. Oh, there went my shadow. Still one of the weirder, and it's incredibly nichely annoying, but it does really annoy me when I lose my shadow. It's like I need that. I use that so much. So yeah, nothing interesting or particularly difficult about getting onto or between houses. Kind of boring. Yeah, you can definitely get around. Oh, I'm dead. But you can definitely jump on top of that. That's definitely feasible. I mistimed it and didn't ground pound, but it is definitely possible. And yeah, if you see my issues, I don't remember where I jumped to. There is a video of me doing this, and I've never ever replicated it since. Guess I can also use this for a little bit of extra speed. So I think it was like cat's been up there. I also the thing is, the more times I attempt this, the less I remember what the method actually was that I used, which makes for an interesting. I wonder if you can jump on those eyes, which makes for a little more interesting challenge. Because as much as it looks like I should be able to jump down there, I don't think is standable, and I don't think it would help me too much even if it were. So do I want like a little bit of speed right coming up to this? Oh no, I haven't put my coins in stuffing. Honestly, I should back out and go back onto my other account, because the other account I've got the Batlord helm, and that's what I would normally use for this. That's what I've used for it in the past. Because with the speedy cap, there's just so much downtime. Yeah, I guess I should look up. What was it that? I know I've tried to pull this off again in the past, and I've not managed it. I seem to recall. I think this was a live stream. I think it was a live stream I did with Delur, if I'm recalling correctly. It's a Portobello, and at the same time I deal you again. Owen Connect 4 happens. There we are. That's the video. Oh yeah, this was the point where World Builder League Worlds came out, amongst other things, and there was so much stuff that I was genuinely surprised when going through, because like we'd planned to do a couple of things, but we didn't. No, go away, go away. I guess you can't hear me actually, because I've got that muted, don't I? Why am I now lagging slightly? It's not fun. Don't want to be lagging. Yeah. So yeah, I guess now I've just got to find the point when we get into Portobello. So get kicked out. You can see us doing the Portobello missions. Oh yeah, there's the point I literally get eaten by the Portobello frog. That was an incredibly cursed experience. Yeah, because I like managed this nearly first time, and I've never managed it since. Okay. Keep going. So I'm trying to jump up. I'm absolutely terrified of falling off. Far more terrified than I am now. So let's just go in. Yeah. I'm still trying to get out of bounds and show off. Okay, so I'm ground pounding. Moving forward and ground pounding. I use spring shoes, and that doesn't help at all. Oh! I okay. Okay, so I saw something there which I didn't actually notice, I don't think, in the video itself, but which is important and which did happen. Okay. Which is the fact that I got a near miss ground pound. Okay, I was wondering if I actually needed a... Surely I don't need a speed boost for this jump. Well, if I'm going to do that, I do. I should just use a speed boost for this jump because it doesn't cost me anything. Actually. So, charge up some of that stuff. Cool. Oh, maybe this is one of those times where I actually want the speed boost down. I wonder if I had it active. Wow, I am really bad. Oh, also dudes. No, I logged in on a new character. I wasn't smashing myself and changed that. No, I didn't. Okay, so when attempting this, I've invariably almost always had a speed boost active. Because I'm like, that's going to make it easier. But that's not always true. In particular, it's not always true with very precise height-based jumps that you want to have a speed boost. Right, I was trying to rush that, so I had it whilst the speed boost was still up. A lot of the time you don't. Okay, so mimicking this about as I'm too far. Dang it. That's why I want a character that has less money. Still got a fair amount, but I can afford to lose 150 coins every time I die. That's fine. Can live with that. That was weird. For half a second there, my character played the unstably standing animation. I wonder what would have happened if I jumped. It's a little too far. Come on. No, too much speed. Why am I not losing money? Do you not lose money in WBL worlds? Okay, I'm also going to spam jump here. Jump before I hit the ground. Applies for whatever reason I'm being respawned in the standing state. Which is niche knowledge. Probably not interesting. I can't come up with a... The thing is, the only... That in theory could get you a little bit of height from a respawn point, but the issue is I can't think of any particular place in the game where you really want to get a little bit of height above the respawn point. That most of the time doesn't seem very useful to me. Okay, this is pretty high, and we out of this. The only issue is I stream incredibly low qualities normally. Okay, so I'm going to full screen this. So I got... Wait a sec. That's interesting. So I'm actually jumping somewhere almost here. I think I overshot there. Okay. I think I'm actually jumping too far. That might be my issue. I'm doing what I have to do quite a lot of the time, which is kind of trying to jump around. I wonder if here that's not actually what I need to do. Damn, that was kind of close. So, like, I'm used to a lot of the more precise jumps I try and do include, like, little bits around. What if this is actually just... That was so incredibly easy. The way I did that jump there was not difficult in the slightest. That was literally, I think that is a case of I've just been jumping at the wrong angle all this time. Because I literally, the only difference there was, and this is really worth noting, which is that if you want to get a higher jump in LU, you do have friction whilst you're touching. You do have friction whilst you're touching stuff in front of you. So yeah, wow. Seriously, that's all there is to it. I mean, I'll take it. I'll happily take it. But yeah, so that's the solution to this then. You don't press and hold forward. We're not aiming for distance forward. That's not going to help me. Is that just... It's going to take a couple of tries before I get it and then continue it perfectly. but that's really quite funny because yeah, there are lots of difficult jumps I'm used to doing, and so many of them involve like kind of jumping around, whereas here there was no jumping around required whatsoever. It's just jumping straight forward. Wow, I'm bad. Jumping straight forward, not incredibly precisely. But it's all about the height gain, and it's all about very, very, like, it is kind of precise, just most jumps now you are precise distance-wise, not precise height-wise, or like precise, like, hitting a very small target. Whereas this is just recover. Nice. I always go too far there. It's fine. This is definitely doable. I'm very, very happy because this was a cool out of bounds. So there are other out of bounds, I believe, in here. So honestly, this Portobello, I must say, is less me exploring, more me just trying to replicate other out of bounds I know about. Quite a, well, not out of bounds, but just difficult jumps that I know about. And this is definitely on the list of difficult jumps I've done in my time. Really, yes. Okay, so that is doable without. There's doable without a speed boost. Cool. That looks like it was. Honestly, that's a fairly difficult jump, trying to get that without a speed boost. But the nice thing is this entire thing is doable without speed boosts. It's the one thing it's worth noting. Should also just check. No, I guess I couldn't be smashed and respawned if the server wasn't. I just didn't. That's probably not enough. Oh, it is. Huh. Good to know. That's one thing I do like about most parkour challenges now. There's never an intended solution, which means that like the devs, there's always like room to really, I don't know, change stuff up about how you do it. You can normally, actually normally it's a stretch, but there are definitely times when you can push something further. And there's a lot more. It's not there is a solution I'm looking for, the solution which I know exists. Because like knowing a solution exists often narrows down. More importantly than knowing it exists, knowing the solution has been found often tells you a lot. It gives you a lot of information. And like knowing the context in which it's been found and everything. There we are. No, come on, that was close. I didn't secure it because I thought if I just kept running along, I'd be in with a good chance. Evidently, it was an insufficiently good chance. Nah, that's bad. I absolutely hate that. I mean, honestly, this is a good place to grind for shark bite if you don't lose coins. I don't know if that's intended or not. I definitely was losing coins in Moonbase earlier today. Wow, I overshot that. That was not expected. See, honestly, I can take off this special hat. It's not actually necessary for this challenge. It does make it easier, but it'll be cooler if I manage to complete it without. So let's go the full blank loadout. Let's go for the full blank loadout and then muck it up a couple of times because that seems like a good idea. For those who haven't seen as well, Deleur has recently posted, and I would highly recommend the second part, as well as the third and final part in his One Race with Ninja series, which was, yeah, basically he sent me a message one day, it's like, hey, do you want to do one race? And then we just hung out for several hours. And he then did a really, really good job of editing all of it, and I've messed up. Why am I not dropping coins? I'm fairly certain I am meant to drop coins. I'm really confused to why I'm not. I'm also interested in, yeah, that thing about the respawn. Because it suggests that when you respawn... That's kind of interesting. It suggests that not necessarily when you respawn, but when you... Well, the respawn isn't interesting, but also that when you spawn in, you begin by... You begin on the in the ground state. Yeah, I messed up. Too far. Which does beg certain questions. I mean, I feel like that's something you could make into a property parkour challenge. Something where, like, the underlying concept is you need... Too far. Something where the underlying concept is you need to... There's somewhere you can only get in the property by using both your jump and your double jump. But then you need to jump once more from there. Like, say it's more or less a slide, and you need to jump once from the bottom of the slide. Or you need to have a single double jump available at the bottom of the slide to, like, make a final jump or something. So you get onto a slide where you can't stand, and then you have to relog the second you hit the slide. That then resets when you come back on. Not too far. When you come back on, that then resets your double jump, and you're able to go from there. And that seems like a potential concept. Another potential concept is you could go to Portobello and you could repeatedly fail a jump that you know you can do. And it takes you ages, in part because you're trying to be edgy and do it without the equipment that would make it the easiest. It's also something you could do. That was too soon. Oh, wait. You're kidding me. I saw that. Don't you dare think I didn't. Okay, there are lots more standable spots there, which I hadn't really paid attention to or looked for in the past. Wow. We're doing really badly at this jump. I've never exactly been the most consistent of players. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I probably am the most consistent players at what I do. That's because no one else is interested in playing the way I do. But as is clear from the finally steadily dropping subscriber counts, it's taken absolutely ages for people to listen to me when I say they should unsubscribe. But, you know, finally people are taking note of my good life advice. I think it definitely didn't have anything to do with the fact that for a month I published, or no, not quite a month. I was interested in seeing what would happen if I published, like, regularly. And so, yeah, those who didn't notice, I did publish one video a day for a month. Which literally, the result of that was just 2 people unsubscribing, or possibly more people unsubscribing and a couple of people subscribing, but it was a net loss of subscribers, which I find hilarious. Everyone's always like, you have a schedule. No, it turns out that if you're just posting random vibing nonsense, you don't need a schedule. People actually prefer you don't have a schedule and just don't upload. And here we are, out of bounds. So yeah, this is up there with one of the... This is actually a weird jump. Because this jump is, in theory, far less technical than many I do. Like, this isn't tree jumping. This isn't uber precise, like, you've got to land, like, here. Arguably... I was about to say there's a bad example, given I missed, but no, it's arguably a good example, because I missed, because that was something more precise jump. But it's just, like, that's 2. Doing that without quicksicles is just... Ooh, that's interesting. I moved very quickly there. Doing this without quicksicles is, yeah, just, like... Nothing inherently incredibly difficult. but just two fairly difficult jumps one after another. Whereas this, I would say, is like classically you might expect it to be harder or whatever. I don't know. Okay, cool. So let's... Because, yeah, this is one place we can't get out of bounds. We can't get out of bounds in Robot City, out of bounds in Deep Freeze. It's doable with spring shoes, but absolutely boring. So I'm not really going to spend time going for it. Yeah, there's nothing too interesting to do once you get out of bounds in Deep Freeze. Whereas here, there's actually a fair amount of terrain. Fair amount of stuff going on. And that then gets us onto the actual bulk of the video, which is, you know, getting cool places with somewhat precise LU movements, which is the idea of a lot of my videos. Dang, I was really hoping I could just eyeball that. Also, did anyone notice that? It seemed like I moved when I put on this. I put it on by double clicking it, I think. Or even if I dragged it on, that shouldn't move it. It's kind of weird. We've got the singular infected tree, which no one knows how it got infected, but apparently it did. None of the other trees here have this problem, really. Oh, no, I guess that one does. No. Well, not if I do it like that, I can. So, okay, so this might be another place, actually. Just to demonstrate the... it's not necessarily always better to just go really quick. To just run straight forward. See, I didn't make it, but I did get higher that way. And I think if I... yeah. Should be able to get up here. I can, in theory, get behind here and use that to get up there. Nice. Now... I want to see if I can pull off a cool trick. Okay, that's kind of weird. I've never seen that happen before. I'm annoyed because this now means I've got to got to repeat this out of bounds. But I'm interested. Can I do it without ground pounding? That'd be in. This is definitely doable without ground pounds. Here we are. Why am I making this harder? I literally just want to get back out of bounds because I tried something that didn't work. Why is my instant reaction like, yes, let's do this, but now I've done it, so let's do it, but make it more difficult? What am I trying to prove? Is this just me venting my insecurities? Possibly. But also, haha, vent. It's funny because there was a game. I kind of joke and say it's stupid, but it is interesting, like, ironically, like, it's interesting how things like even the phrase sus has, like, entered, like, genuinely entered fairly general usage. Like, it's interesting how that spread. And I'd say that the naming of memes as memes, it does genuinely seem to be oddly prescient, because the biological meaning of an idea that spreads throughout a society. I mean, technically, I believe it's actually an idea which is passed down through generations in society, because it's like the contrast to genetic evolution, more or less. I tried ground pounding that. Cool. There we are. See, out of bounds whilst wearing the Parkour Nerf jetpack. It's not really a jetpack, but I don't really care. I'm really interested that that trick didn't work. there. I'm genuinely surprised at that, because normally the game tries to pull you back in bounds, and it just didn't there. And normally that would, yeah, results in me clipping upwards through terrain. Okay, so cool, whilst we're here, let's just, should be able to fairly easily make this jump. One very helpful thing LU does a lot of the time is it kind of visually lets you know where. Oh, where's the snail? Which rock is that on? Because there's the one snail which you can never get to, and which I messed up the last time I attempted it as a jump. There we are. So not fall down, because I don't really want to put in efforts getting back up here again. So I don't think there's too much. So there's one more like out of boundsy thing I can do. Okay, we're just gonna give this yeah, that's a little bit of a bait. Right, it goes there. Yeah, let's just. Well, there we are. Okay, so there's another interesting. So I think it was Deleur I found out about this from. There is an interesting. There are a couple of interesting like out of bounds routes. So I know, for instance, it's possible to get up there. If I recall correctly, that wasn't the outbounds route Deleur had originally intended, but it was a possible one. And I think I made it work. So if the aim of this video is just practicing parkour skills, this is a good jump to go for. Okay, I definitely need a speed boost for that, because I need to get further out around that tree, otherwise I lose too much speed to running into it. I just don't get around in time, basically. Dang it. I jumps there, possibly I could have secured my, or jumped and ground pounds, I maybe could have secured that position. What's the plan from here? I can get across to there. And get up a little bit higher first. Like maybe I could do this without a speed boost, but no! Tried repositioning, I tried reorienting myself too many times there, evidently. Also, I've already used a speed boost, there's no point in a speed boostless attempt. So one really interesting thing is, what it would be something which doesn't sound like it would help, but genuinely really would, was if I just got a macro on my computer which, when I hit a button, just absolutely spammed space. Like, that seems like it shouldn't help, but it's really, really useful in a couple of settings. No, too far. Okay. This is barely secure as a spot. Do I just go, honestly, this isn't too hard to get up to, do I just full send? And I'll send with this. Okay, cool, so this is an easier out of bounds. And I can then probably just jump right back across. I would say, so this is actually quite a nice one. I see, I believe this was a miscommunication, and this was not the out of bounds that whoever it was trying to tell me about, but it did work. Yeah, you can also stand on here. So I don't remember the actual out of bounds that I was meant to be looking for at the time I found that. I think it, was it this guy? It might literally, I think it might have just been this, actually. Something like that. I think there's some promise there, but maybe I could just get up a little bit higher. Oh, what if I just do this? This looks standable. Okay, that is. And then you can do all of that in reverse. Pop across this tree. Mess that up, but like you saw that's possible. There we are. It's a fairly easy out of balance there. So yeah, you've got a nice variety of quite interesting jumps there. I kind of like all of those. Oops, I didn't really process those smashing the snail shell. Very sad. It's really not encouraging the best of habits in young kids, is it? Remember, when you see a snail, always smash its shell, because it might be pretending to be a slug. Thank you, Lego Universe. Much appreciated. Nope, no. I mean, that's definitely doable. I'm wondering if that can... If this could be part... I mean, that's just on its own quite an interesting and difficult jump, but I wonder if this can be a route to getting up anywhere useful. Mess that up slightly. It's fine, maybe I can actually just go straight from here. Do I get enough height? No, I don't. Maybe if I do this. Nope, still not. Okay, so I do need to get up from the other side. Let's just... I was going to say let's just secure the position, and then I fell off. 10 out of 10, position secured. Whoa, this spot's weird. Whoa. What the heck is going on right? This is strange. What just happened? Okay, so why I'm interested in that, why I'm confused as to what happened. I didn't pivot about the center of my character's body. Instead it was like I was kind of hooked on somehow. Something really weird's going on with this geometry right here and how it's interacting with my player. With my character, rather. That's strange as heck. I don't know what's going on there. Because there should be no way it can kind of hook on like that, but it really seemed like there was a corner on my player and it was just hooking onto that corner. Okay, I don't think I had any plans on where to go from there, so I think there are probably easier ways of getting to various places like that. What else do we have? So I think that's just a standalone interesting jump, but yeah, if I wanted to get up anywhere, I think here's a far better bet. But that's some weird physics. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, in a fair amount of this, I should be able to. That's doable. I just clipped the. I somehow clipped the edge of the terrain there, which lost me a bit of speed. I think with that speed it's possible. Surely I can get up here. Yeah, there we are. God, this terrain is actually feeling really weird. Like, it's pushing me around in ways that it shouldn't be. It's not acting like any LU terrain I'm used to. Hence the many very confused ninja noises. It's close. It's close to being fairly good. So I think ideally I do want to spin around to face the right direction midair. Which makes this a little bit harder of a jump. So I've got to like coordinate that, but shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so it's actually spanned too far around. That was about right. Interesting. That I literally just I slid off there because I rotated my character, but I was literally just trying to move the camera up. Yeah, that rotates the character as well. Don't recall if there's. I don't know. I'm fairly certain there's. Oh no, there isn't a way of moving the camera without moving the player. So yeah, there should be an out of bounds here. It's not because I know there is a particular one, but it just feels like there are enough things here that I should be able to get one. How am I not making that? How is it this hard to just reorient myself for that? Also, am I just in completely the wrong place if I want to get out of bounds? I think that may be more to the point. I think I'm not paying attention to what it is I'm actually trying to do. I think this is probably... No, I saw that. I saw that there as well, I just didn't counter it. I'm getting clipped on the terrain as I'm trying to jump off of it, which is what I corrected for the first time there and then failed to correct for the second time. Yeah, missed that by a fair margin. No speed boost needed. Good to know. Got quite a good range there. Good range of motion. If we go any further, I fall off. Honestly, yeah, that just seems like a much easier version of the jump I was trying to do. That's weird and annoying. Okay, this might be. Oh, that felt really good, but I still clipped. I'm not certain how I can do this without clipping. I'm not certain what. More importantly, yeah, I'm not certain exactly what's causing the clipping, so it's hard to know how I can counter it. It's like I'm not used to terrain being weird like this. But yeah, you can see there's like a short period of time where I'm jumping, but I'm not getting any height. Oh, sorry, but I'm not moving forwards. It's only like very shortly after I start jumping that I actually start moving. Could I just get... What if I try and do this? This feels incredibly dodgy. That might have had a chance, actually. I timed my second jump badly there. It feels like it genuinely had something of a chance. Felt like a somewhat good concept. Whoa, that's weird. Like, that speed I'm getting there is very strange. I shouldn't be getting that much speed from rotating. That's another weird part where my rotation is like moving me about the wrong axis. Okay, that was actually not a bad concept. So the idea there was get a small amount of slope speed. And that has a couple of reasons it's an interesting play. Yeah, what? How am I? Okay, but it's fine. There we are. Dang it. Well, I showed that jump was possible. That was strange. Okay, so yeah. Basically, the idea was that I knew I wouldn't be able to stand stably on the edge there. But I knew that I would have, like, a very, very short period of time before I fell off. So the aim is to jump, hit. No, I messed it up there, and I'm not really going to spend too much time and effort trying to get that jump again, because it's not worth it. There are easier ways of getting out of bounds here. But yeah, okay, so that's an interesting challenge. Jump. For anyone interested. Oh yeah, that's the wrong way, isn't it? This is the easy way up. There's like a tiny amount of time there where I feel like I have a small amount of traction. No. I found the spot. There we are. I mean, I knew this one was doable anyway, but I was interested. Okay. Cool. So where are we interested in going then? I guess we could. I guess this is we can, if nothing else, just treat this as a safer way. No. Kidding me. Okay. I was gonna say we could treat this as a safer way of getting across than going on that guy, but you don't need a safe way of getting across. You can do that. But yeah, it's a cool out of bounds. So the next one I want to try, the next bit of weird tech. This is the weird tech that should not exist within the game percent. Is getting eaten by that frog. I also want to see if I can make a jump over to the other side from here. Ooh, that's interesting. I think that's 2. Yeah, I don't think I could have made that. Even had I fully committed. I mean, I can try fully committing there. Yeah, I just missed that jump entirely. It's pretty well lined up. Yeah, so this feels normal for terrain when I'm behaving on this stuff here. Dang it, that feels doable. It doesn't feel interesting. It does feel doable. Okay, let's try and... I think I may have literally got him pushed in at one point by probably just a well-timed jump. Because yeah, I did get clipped in here once. I mean, I will lose money doing it, but it's kind of... It epitomises the cursedness of Portobello. This frog may one day just eat me. Interesting. All the different timings of the tongue appear to be out of sync. Oh, no. Second one came out at precisely the wrong time for that. Come on. It's really hard. In theory, yeah, you can get pushed in, but I'm not managing it. All I know is I managed to happen the one time. I guess I can check the video again, because this was all the same trip to Portobello, I believe. Oh, there's me dying several times. I'm not certain why I'm dying. Oh, there we are. Okay, that's where I get caught inside the frog. Let's see how this was done roughly. Go across. I think Delur just died. Okay, I climb up onto the frog's back. Stand on the tongue. I walk towards the mouth of the frog. Very interesting. I'm jumping up into... What the? Oh, and okay. So I jumped up to like... Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, so... something you may not know about moving platforms is they do carry momentum. That's close. So the other thing about moving platforms is occasionally they jump around a little bit more than I intended. So what clearly happened... That's just weird. So yeah, it's just honestly just a little bit of jumping around there. Occasionally it will. And yeah, so for anyone wondering, this is... Oh, I was going to say this is a soft lock. I mean, it's more or less a soft lock. Thank you for feeding Froy. What's with me? And yeah, there we are. This was what happened to me the one time. So yeah, I don't think there's a way out. I'm fairly certain this is something of a permanent soft lock. Although I tell you, if I were the sort of person to really care about the thumbnail of my video, I feel this would be the perfect... I am definitely taking a screenshot of this. So this is just... This is so perfect. This is Portobello, I would say, fairly well summarised. Let's just save that quickly. And now I just tabbed out and now oh no, I'm still inside. This is honestly getting more and more creepy as the frog just continues to... no, I don't like this. I'm not a fan of this. It's demonstrated it was possible, demonstrated some of the cursedness that is Portobello. I feel that is sufficient of a demo for that. So there are some other interesting and fun jumps I do know of here. So I must admit, this has been less exploratory than I was originally planning on. Well, than it was for any of the others, and the reason why is just Portobello it's one of the more fun areas for parkour, but that's also in part because it's just very, very easy to get out of bounds in. Like, there are lots of out of bounds. Some of them are really quite interesting, but the thing is, yeah, it is kind of like, okay, most of them rely around similar premises. And, like, we've got a nice range of difficulties there, like that first one being pretty difficult to later ones being quite a bit easier. There's a nice trick you can do here, which actually, if I recall correctly, is helpful on the quest chain. Don't know why I turned around there for a second, so that was kind of dumb. Yeah, well, you can just go run up here. And then you can fairly easily, I think that's the way. I don't. Actually, I say this is important for the question. I seem to remember this actually isn't incredibly useful because you have to like get to the other side of the island to get whatever the get the firefly or whatever. I don't know. But it does mean rather enjoyably you can entirely skip out these guys. There's no reason you should ever have to fight these. There's no reason you should ever need to come down here. Because, yeah, that skip always works. But yeah, I would say, so some interesting things about Portobello. It does make far more use than most other places of moving platforms. Like, these are barely used in most of LU. Okay, that's an interesting confirmation. There are a couple of things I do want to test for moving platforms. I wonder why it's best to test them. Like, it's mostly a question of, I mean, it's not hugely... there's also not really a reason I care that much about testing these, because moving platforms, we don't have moving platforms in properties, and there are no moving platforms where this would be hugely interesting at the moment, so a little bit meh. Oh, but I did mention earlier. Let's see if we can... Okay. Dang it. I want to see if I can get on that eye. Yeah, that was done, that was done. I realised it was done. Didn't realise it quickly enough. I did realise it. Oh, but now I spawn back here, alright. I mean, I can live with that. No, I guess it's actually a little bit annoying. So, got it. I mean, somehow I'm still making a profit from this trip. Just because for whatever reason it's not smashing me. Let's just... What does this do? I don't remember what this takes me. It just takes me back to the other side. If I recall correctly, there's no... I mean, this might be an interesting challenge. Is there a neat way I can get back to the side from here? This is too steep. I can't do anything with most of this terrain. Like I can get here, but that's... aside from getting up here, which I could already do. It's not too interesting. I'm fairly certain it's not possible to get onto the others, but it's close enough that it could just about be. I'm honestly glad I slipped off there, because that wouldn't have been a good jump otherwise. Nah, not quite doable. Worth a try though. And yeah, there are some also fun and interesting tricks with regards sharks, because sharks spawn in a temporary physics object when any player dies to them, which is interesting because that means whilst you can't normally interact with players, you can jump on top of a player who has just been eaten by a shark. There's another little LU quirk. Is this just a way back? Probably is, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Nice and easy. Didn't have to make any slightly sketch long jump. I mean, not that it would have been incredibly sketch, but... Then we've got all of the normal, usual fun stuff. The normal, usual fun stuff as opposed to just the normal, usual fun stuff. It's actually both. Wait a second. Well, that's fairly helpful. It's a thing that exists. That just looks too much like the Red Imaginite Fountain. Don't like that. Okay, so it appears that the random googly-eyed sea creature is on. Okay, cool. Okay, it has physics. You probably can stand on it. I'm not going to aim for much more than that because I mean, I think the best you could do is use that to make a difficult gap. Is to, yeah, use it to just bridge a gap slightly. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, because like this was genuinely kind of fun. This is something I haven't done too much of, precise jumps. I would say, yeah, it gets harder to motivate myself to look for jumps in an area when like I've already found an out of bounds there, and like a pretty solid out of bounds. It's nice to have a motivation for each particular jump I'm going for. Let's save this. And when I've already like gotten like 3 out of bounds, was it? Like it's kind of less exciting to go for another, but all in all, it's still a really good time. This is the side of LU. As anyone who's watched me for any length of time will know, this is the side of LU I love. Really good fun to come back and muck around with that, and honestly, I may well do so again. I may well spend a little bit more time mucking around and exploring in LU's most cursed world. I say Portobello. Honestly, kind of good vibes. Why are those chimneys emitting bubbles other than smoke? That's interesting. Someone just having an incredibly large bubble off inside. I don't know. This is the law we may never find the answer to. Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, this is so close. Oh, no, you're kidding me. This is so close to being absolutely perfect for the attack clip. Yeah, I can get a good way through the door with that. That's not really interesting. What I want is to see if I can actually clip inside. And I clearly should not be able to. Does this door not have enough? It does have enough oomph to it to push me back. Okay, that's fine. That's weird. How is that pushing me out? That's kind of interesting. That suggests that the game actually is like partially clipping me into something and I'm getting pushed out from it, I think. But I don't see the jitter I'd expect. But like, you should get pushed backwards from whatever it is you attack. I attack here. Yeah, so there I did the right angle. But if I do it any further, I'm still hitting this. I'm still at an angle that I should be being pushed backwards. Instead, that time I didn't get pushed out. Yes, I'm putting all this effort into trying to get into an LU porta potty. Yeah, so it's only like from past here that I should get pushed out. From like past here, I should be fine. Sorry, I thought saying other way around from attacking. So yeah, there are two kinds of push that I get in this. Oh, did you see that? I saw that. Great, this is going to be... I highly, highly doubt I can clip in here. It'll be epic if I do manage to. So I've got to get in a position where I instantly hit the wall. Otherwise I'll just get pushed out. Probably look at exactly the right angle. Okay, that seems to just be, okay, if I line myself up perfectly with this, then slide out. The real issue is the fact that I'm on a slope. That's just making this quite difficult. That's kind of cool because you can see I did not like walk around there. I did just get pushed to like it. Yeah, I did get clipped through there. It's not an interesting clip, but you can see it did. Was a clip. Yeah, even like that much being off is enough to. So okay, what if I just do tiny amount pushing me back in? Wow. That was not much. That still pushed me out. Oh wait, that may also be in part. I do think I need to be a little bit more careful walking forwards into the door. Oh, that I think just clipped me out right away actually. I think that was a clip. Okay, so if I'm slightly... Interesting. I mean, this is not... Don't think toilet percent is going to become an incredibly large speedrun category anytime soon. But it is interesting because I shouldn't be getting pushed out that way, and I am. And that is, I think... Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird going on there. Not exactly certain what, and I think we'll get much more out of it. So yeah, just enjoy that small segment of Ninja trying to clip into a porta potty. In fact, it's not the first time I've tried to clip into a porta potty in LU. Actually, I think the ones in NS I've regularly and repeatedly tried to clip into, which is... Spent more time. I think, yeah, the conclusion of this video is Ninja spent far more time than he would like to admit or really think about trying to clip into porta potties in LEGO Universe. What if I do a little bit of this? It's kind of fun because, yeah, that's just the game trying desperately to push me out of me. It does succeed. I want to go a little bit further. It's about as far as I can get. Okay, what happens if I clip at a different angle? Yeah, it still pushes me out. I mean, that's more or less expected because I'm going up against the terrain object, and the number one rule of the terrain object is the terrain object always wins. You never beat the terrain object. The terrain object only beats you. It's always 10 steps ahead. The terrain object is one of the scariest things. LEGO Universe outside of Portobello, and the terrain object in Portobello is even scarier. But yeah, I think that's about it for me mucking around today. Thank you. Yeah, I guess thank you very much for watching. It's way too far away for anything interesting, and that's way too close for anything interesting. Those don't even knock me back, okay. Not too much I can do with that, I don't think. Interestingly, those have... So that box doesn't have knockback physics. But the plants themselves do. A little bit odd. There's no way I can clip in between them though. At least not that I can see. Yeah, this is back to the classic Ninja trying to end a video. And I'm just getting interested by stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool. That is like a bona fide clip. You cannot get through there. But by... Oh. Well, you just had to go and ruin my dreams like that. Okay, it was by rotating around. Which, in fairness, I think was a bit of a clip anyway. Maybe not. Maybe not as much as I thought. I don't know, it might be... Because there are some clips in theory you can get just by having some terrain that's tight enough fitting around you that when you rotate your character it intersects with it. That is, in theory, possible. That might have been what that was. Not particularly noted examples of it in the past, but that could have been it there. There's a lot of stuff that I've theorized about, but I've yet to see an example of. This is boring, I think. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's, well, I'm saying this again, but yeah, that's about it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. I've been WBL. Hope this was vaguely enjoyable, and please like send anything you have with like out of bounds challenges, things for me to give a go, because it's what I enjoy about OU. The challenge of really abusing its movement to the fullest extent. Dave's giving me incredible. Insert the kind of Mom, can I have some incredible movement in my Lego video game to play the quest lines as intended? Yes. Actually, sure, here you are. Actually goes and gets out bounds in tons and tons of different places in tons of ways like a boss. I won't beat time. Thank you very much for watching. I've been WBL. I'll see you around. Bye.